So what we're going to do is we're here to expose it, let people tell their story, and let everybody in the public see the horrors of the court system in Suffolk County, New York.
Long Island Backstory. Long Island's news alternative to the Newsday Cablevision news monopoly. With Chief Correspondent Gary Jacobs.
Hi, I'm Gary Jacobs, and welcome to another edition of Long Island Backstory, where we film at the Cablevision Studios in Hauppauge, New York. Today, my guest is Janet Schukler. He came to me a couple weeks ago with a crazy story about Nassau Supreme Court. And before I even heard the judge, I read his papers and I started to listening to what he did. And it really sounds unbelievable, but knowing what I know, you know what, anything's possible here. And then I asked him the judge's name, and he tells me the judge is Judge Zimmerman. I said, you know what, now nothing surprises me. Now let me just say, there are a lot of judges here on Long Island, many judges. And I've been an advocate for many years, president of American for Legal Reform. We've been doing this show. I would say 80% of the judges, nobody ever complains to me about. In Queens, I almost never get a complaint. New York City, almost never get a complaint. But when it comes to a few judges in Nassau and Suffolk County, the same ones come back over and over again. And the interesting thing is, the stories are almost always the same. Now this judge, Judge Zimmerman, has got a reputation of being a man-hater. She creates her own stories. She does what I would call as a self-directed verdict and sets people up to be the bad guy and go to jail. And when you told me your story, it was very similar. I have done 2 other shows on her and had many other people who were afraid to come out because this woman is so vicious. This judge is a vicious woman in court, and they were afraid. And in fact, Janet, when we spoke last night about this show, you and your current wife had second thoughts, and you were nervous about it, and you asked me to blur out your face. And I agreed to that. But as we came back today and we spoke to our producer, Andy Hersman, and we sort of thought that looks like you're hiding something. And you know what? You're telling the truth. You have documentation. This is America. You have freedom of speech. You should get to speak out and not have to hide your face, because first of all, they're going to know who you are because of the circumstances. You know, first of all, you're from India, so you have an accent. Your ex-wife's an endocrinologist. You know, there's too many things. They're going to know who it is anyway. So let's just come out, tell the truth, tell this crazy story, and let's expose what's going on here, because they can't do this and not have people see. And listen, you're set up to go to jail. Yeah. And we don't want that to happen. And if anybody sees this story, they'll see how ridiculous it is to put you in jail. So let's go. Let's just go and try to get some background. We only have a half hour. First, give me a quick overview of your case. You were married. When were you married? Where did you meet?
Yes, it was an arranged marriage. We got married in India, and we came to US a few months after we got married. Okay. It's a complicated case. I don't know where to start, where to.
Well, how long were you? So you were married in India, and how long before you came to the U.S.?
We came to U.S. in year 2000.
Which was how long after you were married?
3 months, 4 months.
So very brief. And then you moved to America. And how long after you moved to America did your marriage fall apart? How many years later?
Within 6 years.
Within 6 years.
So in 2006, 2007, she started planning, consulting an attorney behind my back. And one day when I come back from work, I am served with these papers, which I have no clue what they mean.
You know what's coming.
What is an order to show cause? What does a TRO means? I have no clue, and I'm served with this bundle of paper.
Right. Now, before this, you mentioned that your wife is a doctor. Did she go to medical school here or in India?
She came with that intention that she has to do a medical school over here, because for Indian doctors, it's very difficult to get a visa. So she used me to come to America to get a visa, and she never complained during the 6 years of marriage. I took care of her. I made major sacrifices.
That you took care of the kids while she was in medical school?
She was doing long calls. She was out for 34 hours calls, and I was alone with my kids, playing with them, taking care of the house, doing everything so that she completes her. I even left a very good paying job in Dallas and moved over here and living in a residential accommodation behind Nassau University Medical Center, so that she has that support, she has that support system so that she can be successful in her life, and paid for all the expenses while she was doing, because resident doctors they hardly get paid anything.
Right, right.
They-
So you were paying the carrying expense, even though you took a lower paying job in order for her to go to medical, which is great, because you probably, I'm sure you planned you were having a future together in America. I know when we spoke on the phone last night, again, in preparation, you said, you know, I came to this country, I love America, this is the opportunity, I put my wife through medical school, she was gonna make $200,000, we were gonna live the American dream.
Yes.
But now you're living the American nightmare.
Yes.
You know, which is the family court system, but it's, you know, it's totally totally unjust. So you served with the papers, and you mentioned something about you were asked to leave the house.
I was asked to leave the house with a pair of clothes. I didn't know what is going on. My kids were somewhere in the hospital. I have no clue. I was looking for my kids. I was looking for my babysitter. Where's the babysitter gone? And I have no clue what was happening. I was asked by the cops to pick up a pair of clothes and leave the house. That's what happened. We didn't had anything, any argument, any fights or anything for 6 years when we were married. We were going on small vacations and
There was never any police at the house, or
doing everything which normal husband and wife does.
And how did she get you out? Was there a temporary order of protection issued?
She took a temporary. She was consulting an attorney 1 year before she filed this notice of appeal. The attorney told, if you want to defend your medical license, you have to do it before you complete your specialization. If that's the only way by which you can protect your medical license. But things didn't go their way.
Because it doesn't go so fast.
Yes, it doesn't go. So the planning was there, but it didn't fall the way they wanted it.
So what happened with the order of protection? She made false allegations,
She
got
made
you
false.
kicked out of the house.
She made false allegation, and I was asked to hire the best attorney, which is Thomas F. Liari. I hired him. They nailed him down. They said, okay, he has no police complaints. He has no police records. You were in the same house whole night. You never made a 911 call, and you are coming to